All right, we have another unboxing video. This is a box from TCS. This should be my CS-105 and B-106. So that's TCS's new command station product with LCC, which has a 5 amp booster. Okay, and inside of it. And then the B-106 is an additional 6 amp booster. I honestly don't know if I need that much power on my layout, but I have 2 or 3 boosters now with my current system, less powerful ones. And I've got a lot of sound locomotives, so it's like, I really just didn't want to risk it. Alright, we have bubble wrap, which is good. Let's put this thing away for the moment. Paid, yes, it was. Very nice. And the first box to come out is the 15 volt B-106 auxiliary booster. Set aside. It is followed by the CS-105 command station. Okay. Well, that didn't stay stuck, but that's okay. It just means I don't have to unstick it. So the CS-105 comes with a quick start guide, which looks pretty much like all of their quick start guides. Got a QR code here in the bottom corner to get to their online documentation. According to this, what's in the box is a CS-105 command station, a 3-pin screw terminal plug, green, for mainline and booster common, a 2-pin screw terminal plug, black, for the programming track, 2 LCC terminators, and a 12 or 15 volt power supply, 90 watts. It should be a 15 volt one. And a power supply AC cord. And it's got specifications for the DCC system, including 5 amp continuous current rating, up to 260 locomotives and consists running simultaneously, which would probably be more than could fit on this layout. Up to 310-step macros using both DCC and LCC accessories. Integrated Railcom detector, which, since I've only got a couple of lock sound decoders on this layout, isn't too useful for me at the moment. Let's see, it will support up to 4 LCC Wi-Fi throttles via onboard Wi-Fi access point, or up to 10 LCC Wi-Fi throttles via an external Wi-Fi access point or router. And I'm going to attempt to use my Raspberry Pi as that access point. Up to 250 LCC throttles, wired or via auxiliary LCC Wi-Fi base stations, which I'm not sure what that all is. Up to 62 cab bus, we don't have those. 31 ExpressNet, don't have those either. And some stuff about LCC, and it's getting started. So, in its own little bubble wrap, in its own little foam, we have the CS-105. What looks to be a power light up there, or perhaps just telling us that it's there. On the front, we have track A, track B, and the common. The programming track A and B. DC in, so that's where the power plugs in, and the 2 LCC plugs. And there's some indicators for LCC status as well. This is the NCE aux cab connector here. And this is power. And according to this, the button, you hold it for 10 seconds, you go into Wi-Fi AP mode, and you get one light. You hold it another 10 seconds, it's Wi-Fi AP mode secure. The first one is non-encrypted. And two lights, another 10 seconds, Wi-Fi client mode. And the last one, hold another 10 seconds, four lights apparently, Wi-Fi WPS, Wi-Fi protected setup or something to that effect. Basically, it's a way of setting up an encrypted connection without bothering with passwords. All right. I was using this before it was cool. This will be my second UWT 100 button. We've got a little package here with the two connectors and the two LCC terminators. More bubble wrap. The AC power cord, which as you can see from the ends is a standard computer type power cord. So if you lose or damage this, they're real easy to replace. And it would appear that the last thing in here, aside from more bubble wrap, DC desktop adapter, 15 volt, 90 watt. So it's a brick, basically. It does have its own power light here, which will be handy. Meanwhile, AC-DC switching adapter, output 15 watts or 15 volts, 6 amps. All right. And that's it for the CS-105 box. This one, sticker's holding a little better. Alrighty. First thing up is a what's in the box. This is definitely a lesser type of start guide, but you really shouldn't need a start guide for a booster. It should be pretty much plug it in and go. So this has the B-106 standalone DCC booster, 3-pin screw terminal plug green for mainline and booster common, power supply AC cord, and 12 or 15 volt power supply. And specifications: 6 amp continuous current rating with soft start, a configurable current limit and load reporting, generates a Railcom cutout, integrated Railcom detector on the main line with global retransmission for compatible command stations, can be used with non-TCS command stations, so that might be of some interest to people who don't have CS-105. Compatible with NMRA S9.1.2 full-scale interface with a maximum load current of 20 milliamps. I'm not sure what that means. I'll have to look that one up. Electrically isolated DC signal input. Wow. So it's opto-isolated. And more stuff on the LCC. And instructions on what goes where, which is to be expected. So we pull this foam insert. And noticeably, they're very similar in appearance. It just doesn't have the programming one. Other than that, and a stop and go, which I imagine means power up here, just like on the CS-105. All the labeling appears to be very, very similar. Off, on, overload, disconnect, OK, transmit, non-DC. Okay, this one, the CS-105 has more stuff about Wi-Fi. This is just wired. Okay, the screw connectors for it. The power cord for it. Since it should be about the same sort of power supply, I expect all of that to be the same. Okay, more bubble wrap. I like people who like to wrap their stuff well. And it is the same Meanwhile, yep, 15 volt, 6 amp. So, same power supply for both of them, which frankly was to be expected. And that's it. Now, I have plans to put in a whole lot more drops on this layout. You're looking at my staging yard right now, by the way. So, going to be a lot more drops for power. I'm going to break it down. Right now, the layout itself is in basically 2 zones. Reverser equipped yard, because as you probably can see there's a reverse loop at the back of the yard, or around the yard. And then the rest of the layout effectively. That's going to get broken down into at least 2 more power brick blocks, so I should have a total of 4, including the reverser. I've got PSX and a PSX-AR. I've got enough of those to deal with all that, and so I have a lot of wiring ahead of me. Wish me luck.